welcome to a little series that I am calling Becoming 30. Today is my 29th birthday. I know. This morning, my boyfriend ordered me a cup of coffee and my favorite sandwich from our local coffee shop. I'm gonna get ready for dinner. We're going to this really cute Italian restaurant in South Philly. I've been there before. Gabriel has not, but I'm very excited to take him. It's a really sweet Italian place. I'm getting ready now, one, while I still have daylight, and two, so that I am actually, for once in my entire life, ready early, or at least on time. So I thought that we could chat a little bit while I get ready, of course. My goal is to start a little vlog series, just kind of documenting my last year of my 20s, because my 20s were rough, all right? And I feel like that's extremely common. And I, on one side, cannot wait to be 30, and on the other side, am absolutely horrified. So that is why we are going to be demystifying turning 30. Now, I don't want to be this way. It's not my fault that in my poor little brain, I think that when I turn 30 years old, I am no longer desirable. If I have not achieved everything that I have set out to achieve in my whole life, that it is not gonna happen, ever. And that's just simply not true. We know this. However, that is not the way society has programmed us to think. I have been told that my value and worth is all when I am young and beautiful. Now, when you turn 30, that doesn't like overnight flip a switch, right? And truly, I look back at old photos of myself and I might mourn that person, that body, but truly, like, I think that I am just getting more and more beautiful every day. And I think it's because now when I look at myself, I really see myself. Like, I am truly becoming who I want to be and feeling more and more like myself every day. And I want to embrace the side of me that is excited to turn 30. I think we're not gonna go full coverage, full glam. I'm thinking just like a nice soft glow is the vibe tonight. And I don't know what I'm wearing yet, but the nails are pink. So I think the makeup is gonna be girly and pink and shimmery, very ethereal. I also don't really wear makeup on a day-to-day basis anymore. And so when I do go to do my makeup, I forget the order in which I do it, like, every time. I am truly excited to turn 30, simply for the fact that everybody tells you that when you turn 30, you stop caring what other people think. God, do I want that so bad? I would love to wake up one day and not care what other people think of me. And I don't think that that's gonna happen overnight, but I really look forward to the encouragement that that comes with. Just like, listen, girl, nobody freaking cares. You're fine. I don't know when I became so worried about what other people think of me, but man, I don't know. Maybe it's because when I was little, I grew up moving a lot, and so I didn't really have to care what other people thought of me very much, because I was just gonna leave in a year or two anyway. And I could just be my authentic, loud, unashamed self, because there was no consequences to that. And honestly, there shouldn't ever be consequences to being yourself. But then suddenly, when I became an adult and I started working in the workplace and I met people who I liked and cared about, I suddenly had this fear of oh my God, what if they don't like me? I've never had to care long term what other people think of me, so I'll just make myself into the most likable version for every situation and every friend group I was in, which of course destroyed me. I've spent, honestly, the last few years in therapy just really trying to unpack that and leave that behind. And so that's why 30 to me just looks so attractive. I cannot freaking wait. Nonetheless, we are made to feel like our 30s are gonna be this scary time in our lives, especially as women. So we're going to just experience this together. I'm going to document my last year in my 20s, and we'll just hold each other's hands through this, all right? Okay? I guess let's just catch you up to where we currently are. I am Emma Osborne. I am 29 years old as of today, and I live in Philly, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, that is. I just moved here. Well, I shouldn't say just. I moved here 10 months ago. Wow. I moved here 10 months ago. Originally, I moved here by myself. My partner then followed me 4 months later. We went long distance for 4 months, which was not the first time we've done that. We were long distance for a very, very long time. But we've been living together for the last 6 years. I feel like I need another light in here because you're where my light is and facing in my mirror. It's like this side of my face is dark. And so I really don't know what I look like. We moved here for the simple reason of my job. I got a amazing opportunity here in the city. And when I got that opportunity, Gabriel and I both agreed like I couldn't pass this up, so we moved here. However, Gabriel had a job that he loved in Maryland, so he stayed there for like 4 months while we were figuring out life here. I got us our apartment here, and then he came up to help move us in, but I was living here for quite some time while he wrapped up in Maryland, and now we both live here full time. We love it in this city, but as you can see, this little room that I'm in, this is completely undone. This has just been our junk room. Honestly, it's supposed to be my office slash like walk-in wardrobe, but unfortunately it's been the last room to get its little makeover. We just found out that we cannot renew our lease here, so it's kind of like, what's the point if we're just gonna move it all in a few months anyway? So that'll be fun, where you can tag along with me in the summer to move again here in Philly. Our goal in our new house is to definitely find a place where we can spend a few years so that we can really settle in. All right, this blush might look like a lot, but I swear my skin just like sucks it all in, and then it's gone by the time we'll get to dinner. So I'm just gonna go really, really hard for now. That is the current situation. And I think that's another thing about turning 30 is that you're just supposed to have it all figured out by now, and I very much don't, right? I still have a lot of things that I'm aspiring to accomplish and aspiring to do. I feel like I'm just now coming back to those things that make me happy and those hobbies and like side projects that really just make me feel like myself and actually are a healthy and satisfying creative outlet. I am in a relationship, but we are absolutely nowhere near getting married, even though we want to. And I feel like we're still learning and figuring it out and growing and becoming the people that we want to be. And so, again, like, I feel like, you know, it's not like you're perfect and you're gonna have it all figured out by now. And I hope that those who are in their early 20s aren't looking at this like, no, please, please tell me there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I promise you there is. I am a way more, what is the word I'm thinking of? I don't know, just a way more complete person, it feels like. A little bit more grounded. That's what I mean, in just like who I am and what I want in life now than obviously when I was like straight out of college. I think that that is the honest, like, big, most glass shattering realization as becoming an adult, is that like we are all children still figuring it out. Nobody knows what they're doing. We're just gonna go in with the finishing touches with a little bronzer. I am such a pale person that honestly I don't really go in with bronzer very hard. I just hit those high points where sun would kind of naturally hit you, and then that's kind of it for me. I am tired of trying to look like somebody I am not. Maybe that's another part of becoming 30, but listen, I'm a pale girl, okay? So, okay, well, under the chin doesn't count. All right, we always go under the chin. But I am tired of trying to look like somebody I'm not. I'm a pale girl, okay? So I'm going to embrace my paleness. Same thing with my flush cheeks. I have such red cheeks that honestly I used to never wear blush because I thought that it would just enhance it, but now look at me. I'm a blushaholic just like the rest of you. I do kind of really focus on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like the new thing is to put blush just only right here, but like I have such big apples that I even contour for them to be even more defined, because we're embracing our face shape, okay? We're embracing the pieces about ourselves that make us unique. Okay, friends, oh, highlight. Can't forget my absolute favorite part, highlight, which I will not leave behind. I love highlight. I have probably the like most pale set of highlight with these fun colors because I'm such a pale girl, okay? Like the bronze, they don't do anything for me. Okay, wait, that's probably way too much highlight. The bronze colors, okay, they don't work for me, all right? We are here to look like a goddess of the moon, all right? We are here to look ethereal, like a frickin' fairy, okay? So that's what this is for. And the lippies. God, we can't forget the lippies. Okay, my camera battery is almost out. So we have our little lippies on, and now we're gonna pick out the birthday fit, but we don't have time for that. I've already lost so much daylight. So we're gonna fix my little bangs. Oh, that's Cleo. That's my little kitty cat. That's one of them. I have a new one. His name is Darkness. He's still in his room of isolation right now. They're not ready to be friends yet. But we're gonna pick out the birthday fit and I'll show it to you if I remember before we get to the restaurant. So I'm on my way to meet a friend for coffee at a coffee shop that I've never been to here in Philly called Mr. Rabbit. But my birthday was super fun. It was a really chill night where Gabriel and I just went out for dinner together. We went to a place called Dante and Luigi's, and it's just really great Italian food. I got the gnocchi and Gabriel got the seafood risotto, and it was so freaking good. We had such a good time, and we both got dirty martinis, and they were so good to us. They made them extra dirty, and they gave us 3 olives. It was an ideal experience. My Uber is 1 minute away, so we're going to jump in that car and be on our way to a super cute little coffee shop. Cloudy, snowy day. We were supposed to get like 3 to 4 inches of snow today, but honestly it's just turned into rain because it's a little too warm to be snow, which I was sad about. I love a snow day, but we were able to still get out really early this morning and get all of our grocery shopping and like Sunday chores done before it really started to come down. And now we're just having a nice, chill, relaxing night. And I thought that I could do a little tarot reading for you. I am a tarot reader. I started reading about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, which is crazy to think about because I truly didn't know much about tarot until I just fell into it. And then from there, I just started educating myself on it, on the history. I started reading books about it, started listening to other practitioners and other readers, and I just really fell in love with the interpretations of the cards and all the ways that messages can come through. I personally loved using them in therapy. They kind of came into my life at that time when I really started meeting a therapist regularly. To me, the tarot cards are a mirror, and I think that they just can really help silence the noise in our heads and make messages really clear. However, I thought that it could be really fun to do at the end of our little vlogs, just a little tarot reading taking you into the next week. I typically do these for myself every week as well. On Sundays, I just like to make sure I'm in the best energy heading into the week ahead. I get the Sunday scaries. I'm sure that's super relatable. And this just kind of helps my brain ground itself, quiet itself, and just go into the week with a little bit more intention and awareness, and feeling a little bit more connected to myself and not being so in my head about it. So I typically do 3 card pulls at the top of every week. I do 1 card for an energy to embrace or something to look out for this week that's exciting, that I can look forward to, an opportunity to lean into. And then I'll also do a 2nd card that is an energy to avoid or an obstacle to expect that week. Just anywhere that I will find resistance that I can then help navigate myself around or through. And then the last one is just parting words of kindness from whoever you need to hear it from. Let's go ahead and let's do a little tarot reading. Whenever you're seeing this message is when you're meant to hear it, so don't worry about when this was posted. What can we look forward to this week? What is a gift that is on its way this week that we can look forward to and keep an eye out for? Oh, that one flipped right side up, so let's keep her. Ooh, we have the King of Cups. Next, let's ask for an energy to avoid. This might be a person who embodies this energy that you just really don't want it to seep into your vibes this week. Let's go for an energy to avoid, or something that, like, maybe something will happen this week that will invoke this energy and you know that that is not the option. Respond, don't react kind of thing, right? So, oh god, that was so fast. The 9 of Swords in reverse. And now let's just do our parting words of kindness, something for you to carry into the week just as a little affirmation or a reminder that just helps you stay on track with this message that we've received today. Ooh, the 6 of Swords in reverse. All right, let's start with this first card. Let's start with our King of Cups. So the King of Cups, what I'm hearing here is the gift that you're expecting this upcoming week will take you off guard. I think it's going to be a surprise, but it'll be one that is full of emotional fulfillment. And I definitely feel like this King energy is key to that. A strong leader and a good leader is somebody who is confident, self-assured, emotionally intelligent, and knows what they need to give themselves and are confident in that and secure in that, that they can give it to themselves. They do make sure that they are carving out time for themselves. But a good, strong leader also serves their community and helps guide others to strengthen the entire community. Definitely seeing that this surprise opportunity will bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment if you lean into that confidence and self-assurement while also thinking about how you can bring it to others and serve your community this week. And then we have an energy to avoid this week, and we got the 10 of Swords in reverse. And so what I'm definitely feeling is that this is not something that is already right now within you. I think that this is something that will be projected onto you in the coming week. So when you're going out into your community and engaging with the people who you work with, see on a day-to-day basis, be careful of absorbing their energies, their worries and insecurities, and projecting them onto yourself, or even just somebody who maybe just is seeing your confidence as this king character, projecting their insecurities onto you, because it'll just manifest this internal conflict because you won't be able to balance that with this king energy. You'll feel so empowered, but at the same time feel so overwhelmed by this energy that's not even yours. It's been projected on you. It's been thrusted upon you and you didn't even ask for it. So just definitely be careful. Just protect your own energy going out into this week so that you're not taking on other people's projections, other people's insecurities this week. All right, and then we received these parting words of kindness where we got quite an interesting message in the Six of Swords. This is one of my personal favorite cards. I think that there is just so much meaning and depth in this card. But when we received it in reverse and in context to the cards that we have in front of us, I'm hearing that in relation to the energy to avoid and by not letting other people project onto you their own emotions, I think a huge part of that a lot of us might struggle with, that this card is telling me, is that you might feel like you're abandoning them in their emotions, that they might need help and guidance, but you might feel like you need to truly put yourself in their shoes and feel what they're feeling in order to help. And I think perspective is one thing, and you need to see through other people's eyes sometimes, but I think in this case specifically, you can't take on their energy. That is theirs. It is not yours to take from them, and you won't be able to provide an outside perspective if you do that. I think your strength this week is that outside point of view, somebody who can see a solution from the outside without having to get super bogged down and in it, because that's what is pulling down everybody else, right? You can't help somebody who is drowning. You can only guide them to safety, right? It's not that you're not doing enough. I think that your strength is your outside point of view and somebody who can bring in a new perspective, okay? Beautiful. So those are our cards this week, my friends. I love that message. I feel like this week is going to be a very fun surprise, so don't forget to focus on that king energy, all right? There's a fun surprise coming, and it's going to give you an opportunity to really sit in your confidence and challenge you to be secure in the way you lead, your thoughts, your perspective. All right, have a beautiful week.